Okay, update on the secret project I was working on last time round. I mentioned it in the last devlog time. I've got past the first major hurdle. I don't know what I'm doing with the second major hurdle, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to work on something that people are really going to like instead. So yes, this time around there's going to be a major surprise for the last thing I'm going to show off. But there's a few things I want to show off before we get there. So the first thing I'm going to mention, Blur has been working on Blade. I showed off Blade last time, but now we have Addon, Chalice, and Liangle. Not all of their forms have been updated, but a good few of their forms. So you know what? Let's show some off. What is this card called? First off, we have Blade Jack form. Now complete with cape, which does move and does spread out when flying. I love the way this turned out. Next we have Addon, which, same thing, has cape, can fly, looks awesome. And next we have Liangle. This is based on the SIC figure, so of course it had to be a bit bulkier, and I love the way this was done. Yeah, I'm going to be saying that a lot for these, aren't I? And last we have Chalice. Now I hope this is the right card. Yay! Now, I don't believe the King forms have been added yet, but they will be by next video. So, yeah, there's also one more thing. Anyone who knows me knows I love to add weird and obscure references. So, there's one form that I've been kind of wanting to do for a while. I mean, it's not technically a form, but I think it's funny. So, if you're a Kamen Rider Blade and you get the time effect, that did not last for long. If you are Kamen Rider Blade and you get the time effect, yeah, the visor becomes a bit yellowed. I think that's funny. Do you think that's funny? I think that's funny. Now, there's a few more things I want to show for Kamen Rider Blade, but you know what? I think I'm going to leave them for next time because this is still a work in progress. Things might change. But I think by next time we should have a pretty good idea on the rest of Blade at least. You might have just noticed another one. Yay, the Rio Troopers have been updated. I mean, the Rio Trooper V2s haven't yet, but the V1s have. Yay. I am constantly trying to come up with new and interesting effects that I could add to some of the riders, just to make them a bit more unique from some of the others. And I think I come up with a new one. This is the climbing effect. What does it do? Kind of works like spider climbing. Yeah, that's pretty much all it does. But I think that's cool. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious. If you've, I don't know, change the amplifier to 255, the absolute max, and then you hit a block and whee! It's even funnier when you apply it to mobs. You know what? Give me a sec. That should be enough yummy to test this on. And all we need to do is replace that, and they now all have climbing. It's even funnier when you put a villager on here. I have far too much power, don't I? And now to the big thing I want to show off this video. But you know what? We're in the wrong dimension for this. Let's get to the city. Because you see, there's a new city type. If you don't know, a city type is essentially what spawns in the center of the city, as well as what mobs you'll encounter in that city. And there's a new one. You might be thinking that's just a hill, that's just a mountain, and that's where you'll be fooled. Yeah, because this is a secret base. You might tell by the road and path going up to the entrance. Let's walk up. And let's open the door. I love the fact that I've managed to actually use these barricades. We walk in. Have you worked out where we are? This is the Shocker base. Yeah, I actually finally got this added. So here we got the first room. I kind of want to add some more details to this, but I kind of love the way that it is just a secret base. If you didn't know it was here, you kind of wouldn't know. But once we go inside, it becomes very clear. And when we drop down, it becomes very clear. Oh no. So let's go over some of the rooms. First we've got, I guess this is the Shin Kamen Rider room. In here, you've got the Battle or variation. Yeah, I can't remember the name. I will put the name here. They're essentially the Shocker Combat Men for Shin Kamen Rider. And it's how you're going to obtain everything for Shin Kamen Rider. And it's a very dark room, so that spawner goes crazy. In here, we've got a room based on a room from Kamen Rider Yongo, or the fourth Kamen Rider film, kind of thing. Yes, that is a block for Kamen Rider Faiz. If you've seen the film, you understand that. That's another Faiz room. You might notice some of the paths are blocked as well. I've actually started adding variations to the path. You kind of got the normal one here, a blocked off one. This one, the lights are broken, so they strung up some lanterns. That's another blocked one. There is another one. I'll find it in a bit, hopefully. You got this room, which is one of the kind of big important rooms from the original series. Yeah, I might have to turn these guys spawn down because they are insane. They should only spawn in the Shin Kamen Rider room. It's like every time I go in there, it's like, boom, there's some more. Let's see if there's some more. Okay, that's the Faiz room. Walk in here. Is there any more? Yep, there's more. This is going to be a nightmare. What other rooms we got? That's another Shin Kamen Rider room. Hey, no spawn that time. Nice. Another one of that throne room. We've got the corner here. A Faiz room. This is kind of behind one of the blocked walls. Ah, this is one of the important rooms. This is based on a room from Superhero Taisen, I believe it was. Yeah, that's a Decayed boss block. This is Violent Emotion Decayed. Now, it doesn't make any sense that Violent Emotion would be in Superhero Taisen, but I kind of figured that this room, I'd just have better images and it kind of worked better. So yeah, I kind of merged the two films together. But this is going to be how you now get the Violent Emotion Decayed card, because I kind of didn't like the old way. Oh, and this is also now how you get the memories for Cyclone, and Joker. Now, I'm not going to spawn in the boss because you could kind of just guess it's just Decayed in the Violent Emotion form. But it's nice. Are you happy? Are you happy we're getting more bosses now? Another Decayed room. That's the stairs to the lower level. The path here is always clear that leads to the stairs. So this is always a default path. Because sometimes the paths can get blocked off, but this path is always the normal one, the one that leads to the stairs to the lower level. I did that to make sure you don't get like 4 rooms that are all blocked off, because that'd be annoying. So what rooms we got down here? Yeah, we got the Mega Blocks room. Hey. Yeah, we really need to turn this room down. Yay, this is based on the Common Diner, is it? I think that's what it's called. Either way, it's a kind of restaurant diner thing in Japan. I love the way this turned out. I might swap out the chairs, because like this is just Kiva's chair. And these are just the Akarider chairs. But I think this turned out awesome. And I think that's all the rooms unless I'm forgetting one. Now there are some more rooms being added. Axos made 3 new rooms last night. Just forgot to push. And I made another room last night, and I'm going to try and make another 2 tonight. So this is going to be full of just unique rooms at some point. And here's the other path. Yeah, it's just somewhat destroyed. Funny enough, these are sword plimps. You know, the item we added to store swords in? I just thought they kind of looked kind of amazing as just rubble. Let me know, does that work? So yes, this is everything added into the Shocker base so far. Let me know. Do you like this? I think it adds a lot. Now, my main goal with the Shocker base was simply to add a way to obtain everything from Shocker. So there's going to be things in here connected to Shocker Rider O's. There's going to be things in here based to Sango, Yongo. There's going to be things based around pretty much every iteration of Shocker. I kind of want just a one-stop shop for everything Shocker. I mean, the main reason is I'm going to be removing a few of the spawn locations for the Shocker Combat Men in the overworld. So I wanted just a dedicated spot you could go to kind of get rider circuits, and this kind of works, as well as it gives me an excuse to make a whole bunch of the Shocker stuff that was previously unobtainable, now obtainable. I love the way this looks. I mean, there's so many little details to the outside, which they're not needed, but I love it. I mean, things like more sword plinths here for just rocks and rubble. You got the barricades on the door, which I think look cool. And things like this over here, the corners for the actual structure. I was like, if there's anything that I know from real life, people just cut corners. So I just kind of messed up the dirt on the outside so it looks like people have been cutting the corners. So I did it to all of them. I like it. I know it's a dumb little idea, dumb little addition. I think it turns out amazing. So yes, at night, this city will be full of combat men. And the base is also a pretty decent spot to go and grind some. So let me know, are you excited to see this, and do you have any more ideas for any more rooms? Actually, you know what, I'm going to show the one I made last night. So I have showed this off previously. This is my world where I'm kind of like spawning in the structures and creating them. Yeah, don't mind that. I just wanted to work out how the jigsaw box worked. But this is the room I made last night. Yeah, I made a bath. Yeah. Pretty much the same on both sides. Get off my face. Yeah, there we go. Pretty much the same on both sides. I even added a little rubber ducky in here. I find this is funny. Now, as I said, I have ideas for a few more rooms, but I'm always open for new ideas because I really want to flesh it out so there's less repeating rooms. So, you know what? I think I'm going to end this here, though. So, if you've enjoyed this for even a split second, please do consider the like button and subscribing if you're not already. Any and all support is so greatly appreciated, so till next time. Goodbye. And Vice Ducky!